Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope all of you are doing well. So, I wanted to do a video kind of just, giving my opinion on the whole CM Punk issue that went down this past week and the events that led to CM Punk being let go from AEW. Now, I was kind of inspired by a TikTok user who had done a two-part video discussing this whole situation, and he made some really great valid points. Now, I've been looking at a lot of articles and posts that Facebook has been putting and YouTube videos and reading comments, and it seems like everybody's putting the blame on CM Punk. But the problem is Punk is not the only one to blame. Now, yes, Punk does have an ego, and there might be more to what happened, backstage with Punk. But we also got to put in perspective that it's not just him who's at fault. It's Jack Perry who's at fault. It's the Young Bucks, Adam Page, and Kenny Omega. And everything seemed to be fine, and this was where the TikTok user made the valid point. He said everything was fine until he started working with the Elite. He said that's when things started to have its issues. And then, of course, Jack Perry, that issue was he wanted to use real glass, and he was not only told by CM Punk, by others behind, curtain, that you're not supposed to, no glass is a safety hazard. And of course, at All In, when he had his match against Hook, he took a bump on I believe it was like a limousine. He took a bump on the windshield, and then of course, he makes the comment in front of the camera that, Crimea River. And then apparently he bumped into CM Punk backstage, which led to Punk getting into it with him and choking him out, apparently. Both men were suspended, and then eventually CM Punk was let go. Apparently, that Punk got into it with Tony Khan. Tony Khan stated that he was scared for his life. That's a little dramatic. I feel like CM Punk called Tony Khan out for not stepping up as a leader, and Tony Khan wants to be buddy buddy with everybody, and I'm sure Punk knows that. And Punk probably called him out, probably got in his face, called him out, says, you need to do your job. You need not to be buddy buddy with everybody. You need to put your foot down. And that's probably what led to him. That's just my guess. But, yes, Punk does have an ego. And yes, Punk is to blame for a lot of this. But you also have to put everybody else into this mix as well. Things were great. And when he started working with the Elite, they started saying stuff that wasn't true. And Punk called it out on it. Yes, there could have been a better way to do it, but again, that leads to Punk's ego, and of course Tony Khan not stepping up. Then we go to Collision, a day before they have, the All Out pay-per-view, and he comes out in front of a Chicago crowd, which is probably not a good idea, to state that yes, CM Punk has been let go, and he got booed really, really bad. Now, give Tony Khan credit, to have the, guts and cojones to go out there and, state that CM Punk was let go in CM Punk's hometown. Now, do I feel like that should have been the right call? No. And when they stated in a video, that's on YouTube of Tony Khan announcing the departure of CM Punk, I feel like that's something you shouldn't have done. I just feel like that's unprofessional, in my opinion. Let's be honest, it was already over the internet, so I'm sure everybody has seen it. And two, I just wouldn't acknowledge that, something happened and Punk had to be let go. When you're airing out your drama, it doesn't look good. WWE doesn't even do that. Yes, you'll see it on the internet, but they do not acknowledge it on TV. Let's look at this whole situation with Sasha Banks and Naomi. They did mention it to an extent, but a lot of the stuff that went down, they did not state on television. So I feel like, this whole situation does suck because CM Punk definitely Was great to see, return. But I feel like AEW's locker room does need some work. It seems like a lot of talent, likes to do whatever they want. Apparently, CM Punk isn't the only star to have issues backstage. Thunder Rosa was another one people were having issues with, and Andrade was another one. And I think there was one more, I can't remember exactly. And I'm guarantee you that the people who had issues, like Thunder Rosa and Andrade and CM Punk, I'm sure are people who know what locker rooms should be and are probably those who are a lot more mature. I'm just going to be honest. And everybody else just, wants to do whatever they want when they want. And I feel like that's not right. It definitely seems like there's issues you know, behind the cameras, and it seems like the locker room has a lot of people who need growing up, especially Jack Perry. Um, so yeah, definitely a loss, but it is what it is. Um, they move forward, but if they don't start changing things, you're gonna see somebody else get let go. Now, there's also rumors that CM Punk may sign with WWE, and there's some sources saying it's already happened. So quick. To be honest, I would feel like CM Punk should. CM Punk should go to WWE and should retire and then be put in the Hall of Fame. I think a couple, a few months back, when he got was it a few months back or was it last year? When the first suspension happened, he went to one of the arenas that Monday Night Raw was taking place. And from what it had been said, it seemed like CM Punk was trying to bury the hatchet with a lot of people, including Vince McMahon and Triple H. Because at that time, he didn't know if he was going to still have a job. But now here we are, and CM Punk's out of a job. Now, yes, CM Punk probably wants to continue wrestling, and considering CM Punk is a big draw, I would not be surprised if the WWE gets him. Maybe this will be the best thing for him is to finish up his career in the WWE and then retire. He could have the same schedule like Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock Lesnar's up there in age as well, so I feel like it makes more sense. And there's a lot of guys, that are in the WWE that would be great to see CM Punk take on. Guys like Seth Rollins, a non-Shield Seth Rollins, because at that time, when Punk was still in WWE, Seth Rollins was part of the Shield. Punk and Owens, I think, would be great. Punk and Zayn. I mean, there's just so many things out there. Punk and Balor, I think, would draw some good money. So yeah, so there's a lot of people I feel like could have dream matches with Punk, and even the TikTok user that I watched, another valid point he made was, do you hear any drama or fights backstage in WWE? You don't. And he made a valid point on that. A valid point that it's not just Punk's fault. It's all the other names I've mentioned. And he said everything was fine until he started working with the Elite. And he says that's when the issues started to arise. And he says, yeah, Punk's ego does get the best of him, and then he starts opening his mouth. So, he kind of stated that, in short term, that it's not just Punk's fault. But everywhere you see, a lot of people are blaming Punk. And, there's always three sides to the story. But I do feel like a lot has to do with AEW as well, not just Punk. But I would like to see Punk be in the WWE, finish out his career. Maybe down the road he goes back to AEW, but I don't see that happening. And I think AEW, they're going to do well. They may hurt a little bit with this because there were a lot of people who had faith in Punk, but of course Punk's ego getting the best of him and things like that. And I'm sure the WWE locker room is a lot better considering you don't hear the drama. And with the potential of dream matches and the potential to draw tons of money, I wouldn't be surprised if WWE jumped on it. And as I stated, CM Punk wanted to also kind of bury the hatchet with Vince and Triple H, and I feel like, yeah, that would be the right thing to do. And there was also articles stating that, not too long after he was let go, the WWE contacted him. I would not be surprised there either. And now there's apparently a suit going on, which means that if there's a suit going on, that's probably Punk trying to get out of his 30 days, no compete, clause. Now, usually when a wrestler is let go, they usually have this stipulation that they cannot wrestle for 30 days, which I don't think is right. Most companies will pay them what they're owed during that 30 days, but I feel like if somebody wants to work, let them regardless. I mean, you're already letting them go. I mean, I get that you'll pay them, but I just don't. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. If you want to pay me, then you hire me. But if you're gonna let me go and you want to pay me, but tell me I can't wrestle for 30 days, I don't want your money. I could go and do other things to keep my mind occupied. That's just my opinion, though. But I feel like that's where the suit is coming in. I'm sure. I think somebody had asked Tony Khan during the media scum that they had, or scrum or scum, whatever they call it, during the, after All Out was done. And yeah, I think he had just had this look. But I feel like, yeah, Punk's going to do whatever he can to get out of that 30 days, which makes sense. And then, WWE, signing him. I feel like they are going to sign him. There's been a lot of sources stating that he has been signed. And, with November coming, pretty quick with Survivor Series, they may bring him back. I wouldn't be surprised there. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the Royal Rumble. Regardless, I feel like Punk will finally bury the past in the hatchet with Triple H and Vince McMahon, and will return home, to the WWE. And then I think because of that, I think it'll draw more people to WWE than AEW. And then it's going to have a really big divide of where people are going to be like, yeah, AEW messed up big time. So, yeah, just wanted to give my initial thoughts on the whole situation. It does suck. But you know what? There's that potential of having some dream matches in WWE. Hell, even Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. And Cody Rhodes, I think there was a comment that Cody Rhodes could possibly bring others from AEW to WWE. I know they just signed Brian Pillman Jr. to the NXT brand, and then there's that possibility of CM Punk. So who knows what is next for this? It'll be interesting to see what happens in the weeks and months to come. But like I said, I just wanted to do a video giving my initial opinion and thoughts on the whole situation. So with that being said, let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear your opinion on it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. And until next time, guys, I'm Film Talk with Mikey, and we'll talk films. Peace.